Today we are going to see about vested and contingent interest under Transfer of Property Act 1888. Section 19 of Transfer of Property Act tells what a vested interest is, and it gives about the details of vested interest and the exceptions under it. Section 20 deals about contingent interest, and it also tells about the exceptions and what is a contingent interest. We'll be seeing vested interest now in detail. What is a vested interest? Vested interest in a property is that represents that the property belongs to a particular person, and the interest in a property is said to be a vested interest unless a contrary intention is proved in terms of a transfer. And when the transfer of a property takes place, and when it doesn't specify as to when the transfer is to take effect, or if it specifies the transfer is to take effect on the happening of a certain event. And the third condition is such transfer creates an interest in favor of a person, and such transfer provisions of the transfer as to the postponement and creation of prior interest, accumulation of income and transfer of the same interest to another person, then in these such conditions these are the contraries where the particular interest is said to be a vested interest. So the next important aspect of a vested interest is, first aspect is interest should be vested. This is the basic meaning of the provision that lays down that interest has to be created in favor of a person where time is not specified or a condition of the happening of a specified certain event. And the second important aspect is right to enjoy the property is postponed. The right to enjoy the property is postponed for a period of gestation, which will be dealt in the later part of the video. The third is time of vesting. This time of vesting is also similar to the time of gestation period. And the next is contrary intention. The transferor can specify a particular time as to when the interest will be vested in a person who will receive the property. And the third condition is the death of a transferee. If the transferee dies before getting the property in his possession, then the interest vested in him will now vest in his legal heirs, and they will get the possession of that property once the condition is fulfilled. Now, what are the characteristics of a vested interest? Vested interest creates a present right that is in effect immediately and not later part. And section 20 deals with vested interest to an unborn child. The interest in the property will be vested in him once he is born and can be postponed up to the majority of his age. The other characteristics are the death of a transferee will not render the transfer invalid, as the transfer will move on to his legal heirs. And it's a present fixed interest. The vested interest is transferable and inheritable, and it can be attached and sold in execution. And a mere fact that transferee did not obtain the possession of the property before his death doesn't defeat a vested interest. Now, a case law related to vested interest is Sundar Bibi versus Rajendra, where the court held that one who would hold a property till his death and subsequently after his death the property would pass to B. That is, the inheritance of a vested interest is dealt under this case. Now, the next concept we are going to deal about is contingent interest, where the contingency depicts an uncertain future event. So, this is the major difference between vested interest and a contingent interest. Vested interest deals with certain future events, while contingent interest deals with uncertain future events. And section 21 of the Transfer of Property Act explains contingent interest as a transfer of property taking place, and it creates an interest in favor of one person, and such transfer has to take effect on happening of an specified uncertain event or not happening of a specified uncertain event. When does a contingent interest turn into a vested interest? When the transfer is to take place on the happening of a specified uncertain event, the event takes place, or the transfer is to take effect on not happening of a specified uncertain event and that event doesn't take place. In these two conditions, the contingent interest will turn into a vested interest. Now, contingent interest is of two types. One is when the event depends upon the wish of the party, and the next is when it depends upon nature. On wish of the party means when for example, A's gift to B of property X is on the condition that he marries W. Then this is a wish of a party that B has to marry W. And when it depends upon nature means A's gift to B of property X on condition that it must rain on B's next birthday. Then whether the rain might come or not depends upon the nature's choice, and these are the two types of contingent interest. Now, what are the characteristics of a contingent interest? The interest in a specific property will be subject to a condition which is uncertain. That is, whether the rain might come or not is uncertain. And if the transferee dies before acquiring the interest, then the contingent interest will lapse and the transferor will remain the owner of the property, unlike vested interest. The contingent interest can be transferred, that is, it is a transferable right, but however, if the contingent interest is heritable or not depends on the contingent event and the nature of transaction. So, the inheritance of contingent interest depends upon the nature and the conditions that is placed for the contingent interest. Now, the famous case law for contingent interest is Kokilambal versus N. Raman, where A has settled the property in favor of a B, and according to the settlement, both A and B were to enjoy the property during A's lifetime. B was to collect the rents of the house, make necessary repairs, and pay the taxes to the relevant authorities, and the remaining amount was to divide it between A and B. A also relinquished the right to alienate the property, though A and B could alienate the property jointly. So these are the facts of the case. And B died during the lifetime of A. A has revoked the settlement between A and B and executed a fresh settlement in favor of D. So this settlement is the first kind of a contingent interest where one party's wish is involved here. Meanwhile, B's legal heir constituted a suit claiming the right over the property on ground that B had gained a vested interest in the property through the settlement and took place between A and B. Therefore, it involved on his legal heirs, and also that A has created life interest in the property for herself and had no right to revoke it. And the Supreme Court held that E had retained some right in the property and there was no complete relinquishment of right. Hence, it means that there is no absolute ownership of B was created during her life. Thus, the rights created in favor of B was not heritable and the claim of B's heirs were dismissed. So, as we saw in the concept, contingent right is not heritable but it can be transferred. So, this is what the court held in Kokilambal versus N. Raman case. So now we are going to sum up what we saw in this video by viewing the difference between vested and contingent interest. First of all, vested interest is dealt under section 19 while contingent in section 21, and vested interest depends upon a specified certain event and contingent interest on specified uncertain event. Vested interest is not entirely dependent on a condition, while it's the opposite in contingent interest. And vested interest will be created as soon as the interest is vested, and in contingent interest there is a mere chance to be having the ownership rights. And vested interest, it will not have any effect even after the transferee's death, and contingent interest will result in the failure and the contingent interest will lapse and the transferor will become the owner of the property. And vested interest is both transferable and heritable right, while contingent interest has a transferable right but it cannot be herited, and inheritance will depend on the nature of transfer and the condition. Vested interest is present and immediate right even when its enjoyment is postponed, while there is no present right of enjoyment in contingent interest. And the examples are as we saw in the video earlier. So the Transfer of Property Act 1882 deals with two kinds of interest, vested and contingent, and under contingent we again have two types, interest upon the parties and interest of the nature, and contingent interest will take effect only after the condition is fulfilled. If the condition is not fulfilled, then a transfer will not take place, while there is no such condition in vested interest. So this is all about vested and contingent interest under transfer of property law. Thank you.